Breaking updates coming in from Karnataka. DK Shivakumar, the Karnataka Congress chief, loses his cool and accuses journalists of blackmail, even threatening to speak to their management. Here's a look at what happened.
Blackmail.
My colleagues Neha Hebali and Madhavdas Gopalakrishnan on the broadcast with us. First, want to go across to Neha to find out what really transpired. Neha, what led to DK Shivakumar losing his cool, because he can also be heard saying that if you continue this, I'll speak to your management.
Well, that's right, Pratibha. Let's put this in perspective. First of all, there was a press conference that was called there by the Karnataka Congress President DK Shivakumar at 6:30. Now, following this, till about 7:30, when the Congress President over there did not make an appearance, understandably so, an hour late already, the media, in fact, did decide, the regional media in Karnataka did decide to go ahead and boycott this very press conference. About 15 minutes after that, at about 7:45 is when we're seeing the Congress President finally coming in, an hour and 15 minutes late. Very evidently, of course, no value over there for the time of the journalists. And despite that, he's come in there, and when the media, the regional media there, want to say that they would boycott the press conference, he's lost his cool. You can hear him blaming the journalists over there, saying that, they cannot blackmail him. And more importantly, the fact that, he's also gone on to threaten to speak to the management of those journalists who were present there. Really, of course, quite appalling that at a time like this, of course, not only are journalists first being asked to wait and, wait for that delay as well of over an hour, but this is the kind of, behavior that they're being meted out with over there.
Okay, all right. So, Madhav, this is something that could become a controversy in poll-bound Karnataka, because this is not the first time DK Shivakumar is losing his cool. He has also been seen taking away phones of supporters who have wanted to take pictures with him. In this case, he is seen speaking like this to journalists who were merely doing their job.
Well, certainly, of course, DK Shivakumar not happy about the fact that reporters did not want to cover his press conference. But the larger question is perhaps Mr. Shivakumar would be best placed to answer why he was late by over an hour, which had incensed the journalists in the first place, and really whether talking or speaking the kind of language that the managements would be spoken to, whether that's something that is acceptable at all. It is election season, and what is actually very curious is that this is a time normally when politicians go out of the way to sort of placate the media, to try and get their issues played the maximum. At a time like this kind of an outburst, perhaps a bit uncharacteristic to that extent. DK Shivakumar, of course, as you have mentioned in the past, no stranger to this kind of controversy. In fact, many a time questions have been raised as to whether this kind of abrasive behavior is acceptable for a person who is really occupying the biggest post within the party at this level of the state. But we will, of course, have to see how things pan out as far as this particular issue is concerned, because we understand that there were certain interactions even scheduled for today which did not take place due to this issue. Later, of course, we were told that there were in private attempts to placate and reach out to various journalists and phone calls that were made. But be that as it may, the question is that whether such kind of behavior that has been caught on camera is acceptable at all, because at the end of the day, journalists too are working professionals and they too have their limits. If people have been working, as they say, for about 10, 12, 14 hours, then perhaps that limit has to also at some level be accepted, and it is for all to perhaps arrive at the scheduled time that they have been called in, particularly because elections themselves are a very, very busy time, not just for politicians but also for the journalists who are covering them.
Absolutely. So the journalists had been waiting for over 1 hour. It was a press conference that had been called by the Congress party at 6:30, but DK Shivakumar arrived only at about 7:45, which is what led to the journalists asking him why there was a delay. And here's what transpired next.
Blackmail. Blackmail. ಯಾರು ಎದ್ದೋಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಕೊಡಿ ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀನಿ.